The gentle art of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present and fully engaged with the present moment. It is a gentle, open, and non-judgmental way of observing and accepting our thoughts, emotions, and experiences without being swept away by them. By practicing mindfulness, we cultivate a sense of awareness and presentness that can help us navigate the complexities of our lives more effectively. The art of mindfulness can be practiced in various ways, such as through meditation, deep breathing exercises, yoga, and simply being in the moment. These practices can help us develop a heightened sense of awareness that allows us to better observe and experience our emotions, thoughts, and surroundings. By being more present and mindful, we can reduce stress, anxiety, and improve our overall well-being. There are many benefits to practicing mindfulness. For one, it can help us develop a greater sense of self-awareness and self-compassion, which can lead to improved relationships and overall happiness. It can also help us build resilience and cope more effectively with challenging situations, such as stress, anxiety, and trauma. Finally, mindfulness can help us live a more authentic and fulfilling life by fostering an inner sense of peace, love, and contentment. Today we're diving deep into one of the most debated true crime cases of the 21st century, Making a Murderer. When Steven Avery was cleared of a sexual assault conviction after 18 years in prison, it seemed like justice had finally been served. But just 2 years later, he was arrested and convicted of murdering Teresa Halbach, a case that would raise devastating questions about bias, evidence handling, and whether our criminal justice system is built to protect the innocent as much as punish the guilty. In the next 10+ minutes, we'll break down the case from start to finish, examine the systemic issues it exposed, and ask what it means for how we think about wrongful conviction in America. In 1985, Steven Avery was convicted of sexually assaulting Penny Beienson and sentenced to 32 years in prison. Despite maintaining his innocence and having alibi witnesses, he spent nearly 2 decades behind bars. It wasn't until 2003 that DNA testing, not available at the time of his trial, proved another man, Gregory Allen, was responsible. Avery was released and filed a $36 million lawsuit against Manitowoc County, alleging that officials had ignored evidence of his innocence. Just months later, Teresa Halbach, a photographer who'd visited Avery's salvage yard, went missing. Her remains were found on the property, and Avery was arrested for her murder. The investigation into Teresa Halbach's death was marked by significant controversy from the very beginning. Manitowoc County officials, who were mentioned in Avery's lawsuit, were involved in gathering evidence, a situation that raised concerns about potential conflicts of interest, particularly given that defense attorneys argued that these issues compromised the integrity of the entire process. A range of contested points were highlighted during the trial, including evidence that appeared to have been intentionally planted. A significant piece of evidence found within Avery's trailer after multiple search operations, and questions about the way in which remains were ultimately identified. While the prosecution presented a series of links between Avery and the crime, concerns about proper procedure and potential biases were widely felt, leaving many skeptical about whether the case was constructed on a solid foundation of evidence. Beyond the specifics of this case, Making a Murderer shined a light on deep-seated issues in our justice system. First, confirmation bias. When investigators enter a case with a suspect in mind, they may overlook evidence that points elsewhere. Second, limited access to resources. Avery's defense team faced significant challenges competing with the prosecution's funding and resources. Third, flawed forensic practices. The case highlighted how unregulated techniques can lead to unreliable evidence. Fourth, power imbalances. Local law enforcement and prosecutors often hold disproportionate power over defendants, especially those from marginalized communities or with limited means. What is the concept of wrongful conviction? Wrongful conviction is the process of a person being convicted of a crime they did not commit. This concept covers various situations, including cases where DNA evidence or other critical evidence links the individual to a crime they were never involved in. In recent years, there have been numerous instances of wrongful convictions, resulting in the release of individuals who were truthfully innocent. The Innocence Project, an organization dedicated to advocating for the cause of innocent individuals wrongfully convicted, has been instrumental in exonerating people through advanced DNA testing. To date, they have successfully released 375 individuals who had served an average of 14 years in prison each. This estimate highlights the significant impact that these releases have had on both the individuals involved and society at large. A case in point is the 1988 murder case of Avery, where many argue that the evidence presented in court does not support his guilt. This controversy raises vital ethical and moral questions about the role of our society in holding accountable those who have committed crimes and protecting the innocent. Furthermore, it raises questions about what we owe those who have been wrongfully imprisoned and have endured years of unjust incarceration. Section 5. Ethics and Reform. The Making a Murderer case stirred a nationwide discussion about the need to address these widespread systemic failures. Proposed reforms include: 1. Mandatory recording of all interrogations to prevent the occurrence of false confessions. 2. Establishment of independent oversight of evidence collection to minimize conflicts of interest. 3. Enhanced funding for public defenders to level the playing field for all. Making a Murderer is more than a true crime story. It's a reminder that justice is fragile, and the system we rely on to protect us is only as good as the people who run it and the rules that guide them. Whether you believe Steven Avery is guilty or innocent, the questions this case raises about fairness, accountability, and ethics are ones we all need to confront. If this analysis has made you think differently about our justice system, hit the like button, share this video to start conversations, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this important discussion going. And don't forget to check the link in my bio for more resources, including how you can support wrongful conviction reform. For more informative videos, please subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. Stay connected to keep yourself updated with our latest content. We upload new criminal case content weekly on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 4 p.m. UK and 11 a.m. USA. Thank you for staying connected.